Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. I hope you're all having a beautiful day, a beautiful evening, a beautiful night, a beautiful morning. So, one book that I hold very dear to me is The Raw Contact, or better known as The Law of One. So, I have listened to this book on audio on YouTube. I've listened to it about 1/3 of it, maybe up to 1/2 of it. It's a fascinating book. I would recommend it as my top 5 books of all time, despite me not having finished it. Nevertheless, I intend to finish it now, and I intend to read it because I was listening to it on audiobook. So, this book is a channeled material, and much like all ancient scriptures, such as the Bhagavad Gita or the Bible, the original Bible, and many more texts, the Hindu, the Vedas, right? They are channeled material by beings that are more capable of channeling than others. Now look, channeling, you gotta keep something in mind about channeling. You could channel positive entities, you could channel negative entities, you could channel demons, you can channel angels. Just because a book, a scripture is channeled doesn't make it superior, doesn't make it the truth, okay? That being said, there are books out there that really resonate with you and really hit you at a certain level of truth, at a deep level of truth. When you read it or you listen to it, it touches something deep down inside of you that you know, whoa, this is truth, or at least as close to truth as we're gonna get in this human realm, right? Because the thing with a channeler, any channeler, they bring their own biases too. So I look at this book and I see it as a marvelous book. The Law of One, I see it as a marvelous book. But I don't take it as 100% truth. I never took a single book that I ever read or listened to as 100% truth, because the channeler himself, herself, bring their own biases into the equation. That being said, this book, something in it resonated with me at such a deep level that I just, I couldn't forget about it. And I everything that's in it, the things that are being said, the things that are being channeled, something inside of me says, that's the way it is. So, that being said, you're gonna see me reference this book a lot from now on. One of the ways I'm forcing myself to continue to read, because the audiobooks ruined me, because you'd listen to something and I haven't actually picked up and read a book like this in a long time. So one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm leaving notes, highlighting things, so that I can make videos on them, so that way I'm more encouraged and motivated to continue to actually read it as opposed to listen to it, because it's a different experience. Plus, I don't really like the automated voice, because you can go listen to it on YouTube, but it's kind of an automated voice and it's not very nice. Okay. So that being said, today's topic is the meaning of life. So again, just to continue with a little bit of background, a little bit of context, this is a channeled material, and Ra is a social memory complex from the 6th density. We'll explain the densities in a future video. And so Ra is kind of like, think of it like an angel, actually. Angels are 6th density social memory complex. Think of it like an angel telling us the nature of reality, okay? So here we have a question. What is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? Why does life exist? All right, so I'm going to read you here from page 16. Okay, so here we go. Ra reports that the Creator has made the infinite creation out of itself for the purpose of knowing and experiencing itself. Let me repeat, this may be the most important part of this paragraph. Ra reports that the Creator has made the infinite creation out of itself for the purpose of knowing and experiencing itself. So, in other words, to simply answer the question of what is the purpose of existence, the purpose of existence is for the Creator of the existence to get to know and experience itself through its own existence. This intelligent infinity, as Ra calls it, generates out of its own being the galaxies, stars, planets, entities such as ourselves, darkness and light, love and fear, every shade of meaning and experience, every mode of thought and activity, and everything else real and imagined on every plane of existence. I'm going to repeat again, this is very important. This intelligent infinity, as Ra calls it, generates out of its own being the galaxies, stars, planets, entities, such as ourselves, darkness and light, love and fear, every shade of meaning and experience, every mode of thought and activity, and everything else real and imagined on every plane of existence. Because the Creator is infinite, the nature of the Creator is infinity, the creation in and of itself goes on forever. It goes on for infinity. And there are an infinite planes of existence, okay? Infinite planes of existence. So when you imagine something, that is another plane of existence. So for instance, if you imagine like the Dragon Ball world, it's an anime, right? It's an anime show. If you imagine the Dragon Ball world, that's real. There's a different plane of existence, right? So there are like an infinite number of planes of existences, because the Creator itself is infinite. Okay? So in all of these infinite numbers of planes of existence and infinite manifestations, right? So planets, stars, moons, ourselves, animals, plants, fear and love, everything. It's all God, the Creator, experiencing and knowing itself by experiencing all these different shades to be able to comprehend its own existence, because it's so vast, it's so infinite, and as a result, look, the best way I can put it, and it's difficult to comprehend with the intellect, right? This is something you would perfectly understand if you just dropped like a tab of acid, right? So just bear with me here. Take this with a grain of salt, right? Hello. So, if the Creator is pure awareness, it cannot be aware of itself. Kind of like this. My eyes are there, but they're not aware of themselves. They can see, right? My eyes can see. I can see this house, I can see this tree, but my eyes can't see themselves. Now there is a mirror, so I could look in the mirror and I could see my eyes, but that's exactly what existence is. Existence is a mirror for the infinite intelligence. You see? Because like my eyes, if I never had a mirror, right? Never ever had a mirror, or never looked at a clear, crystal clear lake, I would be looking and seeing things, right? But my eyes themselves wouldn't be able to see themselves. You understand? In the same way, the infinite intelligence is pure awareness, but it can't see itself. It can't know itself unless it provides a mirror. So when I look in a mirror, I can see those eyes. I can be like, whoa, they're brown. I can see them. Whoa, those are the eyes that I can see the world with. In the same way, all of creation, all planes of existence exist because they're a mirror, so that the infinite intelligence can get to know itself, can get to see itself. So when you look at a beautiful view, a beautiful mountain, a beautiful rainbow, we saw a very nice rainbow yesterday here. You're looking at yourself, you're looking at your own magnificence, your own beauty. Now the question becomes then, what about darkness? I mean, it says, Ra says, that darkness and light, love and fear, every shade and meaning of experience, every mode of thought and activity, and everything else, real, imagined, and everything in existence, is the infinite intelligence. So does that mean evil is? Does that mean, things like pedos, for instance, right? I'm trying to watch my language here because I don't want to get censored, right? Pedos, for instance, right? Killing, darkness. Does that mean that's God? Well, if you can feel it, if you can perceive it, it is part of you, because you're God too. God is in everything, right? The infinite intelligence is in everything. But that darkness element is the contrast in which God can get to know and appreciate itself. So while God takes on darkness as part of itself, it doesn't exactly reflect the nature of that infinite intelligence. It only provides the contrast so that when God arrives at the principle of beauty, at the principle of truth, says, I love this. I love myself. So the darkness, I know I'm really not making any sense here, okay? But just bear with me. These are all, philosophical concepts, bullshit, to just kind of entertain, right? It's like we're masturbating with words here, right? So there's darkness, there's light, and the Creator takes it on as part of itself. The darkness is there to provide the contrast so that God can appreciate itself as the light, thus making the darkness part of God, but not necessarily equated with the nature of God. The contrast is there to make God appreciate itself, to make God know itself, to make God love itself, appreciate itself, really, is what it is. So all of existence, darkness and light, fear and love, all of it is like a mirror for your eyes to see themselves. The darkness is there to give you the contrast so you could appreciate the light. Like if you haven't had a sunny day and suddenly you have a sunny day, you really appreciate that. You really feel something with the sun. You feel like you resonate. There's a resonance there, like, right? You take it as it's all part of you, but really when it comes to the sun, you're like, that's me, I'm the light. So, thank you for masturbating with me here with words. Let's finish this paragraph. And it has endowed each and every seeming portion of this creation with a foundation of free will, the capacity to learn, to grow, to intend, to adapt, to make evolutionary choices, to chart a return path to experience, a return path of experience to the Creator. Let me repeat that again. And it has endowed each and every seeming portion of this creation with a foundation of free will, the capacity to learn, to grow, to intend, to adapt, to make evolutionary choices, to chart a return path of experience to the Creator. So essentially we're playing a game where God separates itself in an illusion of separation into all these little beings, plants, insects, bees, humans, reptilians, Pleiadians, you name it, right? All different planes of existence, right? Vegeta and Goku, everything you can think of. And each portion of God is on a path back to itself, to the source, to the Creator, back home, essentially. We're all walking each other home, okay? Now, I will, in future videos, explain that there are two ways for each soul to come back to itself, to Creator. Path to self, service to self, and service to others, okay? So when you talk about the dark forces, for example, they choose service to self, and they go on and they continue their evolution in that path. But eventually, as will be discussed in later parts of the book, those souls have to even switch ships, jump ships, and choose the light. Way down the line, like in 6th density. Because you could, in 3rd density, where we are right now, is when the soul chooses either light or darkness as the path of evolution. So if you choose service to others, then you dedicate yourself, your existence, your soul's journey goes on to serve others, and you go to 4th density, 5th density, 6th density, and 7th density on that path. If you choose service to self, think of like reptilians and the dark forces, then you serve yourself, your individual self. It's all forms of love, really. And then that can include manipulation, enslavement, and power over others. But eventually, even the soul that chooses the dark side of the force has to switch at some point, because it's a dead end. In the 6th density, if a dark soul makes it to 6th density, it's a dead end. Then that dark soul has to learn that the path is actually to serve others. Then it jumps ship. You cannot make a return to source, you cannot make a return to the light unless you ultimately at some point have chosen service to others. So that's why the darkness is the contrast. God takes it on as itself, as a way to gain appreciation and knowledge of self through providing contrast. That's the whole point of duality. Otherwise, there's no duality. Without darkness, there's no duality. So we need the light, we need the dark. So to conclude this word masturbation, this masturbation game that we're playing here with words, the purpose of life, according to Ra, is... So here, Ra reports that the Creator has made the infinite creation out of itself for the purpose of knowing and experiencing itself. There we go. That's a simple answer. All right. Thank you for masturbating with me. I love you guys. If you would like to donate to this channel, you can do so down below in the Patreon. You can join our Patreons. and I want to send a big shout out to our lovely Patreons. You could send one-time donations on PayPal. I have the link down below. If you've got a couple of $100,000, maybe a couple of millions, we are absolutely open to receive that. Okay, so anything you guys throw my way, our way, is absolutely appreciated, and I would really want to extend my sincere gratitude to all the existing, the past, present, and future Patreons, and all the people that sent very generous donations on PayPal also. So again, the link's down below in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video.